told to move on, then blamed for moving on? An argument in late September started it all, and the tension carried into October. She stopped sleeping in our bedroom. She rejected all physical affection, even telling me not to hug or kiss her unless she initiated it because she didn't want to feel bad rejecting me. I suggested therapy, but she replied, "I don't know what a therapist can say to make you change. I believe we both have things to work on." By the end of October, she was saying things like, "I feel nothing for you. I don't want a life with you. And one thing is certain, we cannot live together." In November, she told me to start the divorce. I meant my vows sincerely, so I wasn't going to be the one to file. At Thanksgiving, I bought the plane ticket she asked me to so we could visit her parents. Her siblings, daughter, and several friends were there. The entire trip, she gave me the cold shoulder. The concert we were supposed to attend? My ticket had been given away, and I only found out shortly before. Then I learned she wasn't returning on the flight she asked me to buy. She changed plans, flew back on a different day to another airport, and told me I'd need to take a rideshare because she wouldn't drive me. I got home Monday. She arrived Tuesday but stayed at her sister's house until Thursday evening, my birthday. She took me to dinner at a casual chain restaurant. And once we got home, she locked herself in the other bedroom, leaving me alone again. The next night was my staff holiday party and extended birthday celebration. She's never missed one before, but instead attended a gathering at a doctor's house she occasionally worked for. Over the following weeks, she skipped 3 more staff events and often stayed away for days at a time, usually with her sister. When she did come home, she'd go out for happy hour and then straight to bed, always distant and hostile. When I left to visit my family for Christmas, she promised she'd move out before I returned. 2 weeks later, nothing had changed. She had only stayed at the house one night. Hours after I got home, she showed up and started an argument. When I left to grab dinner, she began sending accusatory texts saying she knew I was with someone else. During that argument, she again promised to move out by the end of January. She repeated that promise several times. At the end of January, she said she wasn't ready to move. She needed more time. Then she said, "I don't know why we can't live together. I'm not stopping you from moving on." For context, I pay for everything. The only bill she covers is her credit card. In December, after she told me to move on, I began casually chatting with a former girlfriend I hadn't spoken to in 8 years, out of respect for my marriage. It was just catching up. There's too much emotional history for anything more than friendship. I also messaged a couple of other women online, likely automated accounts. I was trying to move forward. At the same time, I still tried reaching the woman I once knew, hoping she was still there somewhere. After more than 120 days of emotional turmoil, I finally asked her what she wanted from the divorce so we could both have clarity. She agreed to talk the next day. Meanwhile, I accepted an invitation to travel with friends and colleagues, including my former girlfriend. When we met, instead of discussing divorce terms, she told me she had found a therapist for us to see. She also said I could attend her birthday party if I wanted. After months of convincing myself I needed to move on, I told her I needed time to think. A few days later, I said I was willing to try therapy and asked when we could start. Her response? She sent screenshots of private messages from my phone, messages she accessed while I was asleep, messages that began after she told me to move on. Now she's making me feel guilty for trying to do exactly that. So, AITA.